Hello. Well, I've been having a bit of fun on ball chasing, and one of the fun things you can do is go into an individual's replays and see who they've played against. So you can go onto Zen's profile, click replays, and go back and see where they've come from. So you can see like replays from back in 2018. They do sometimes have the wrong name, but because it's linked to your Steam ID, it will remain that same person. So if we click on these, it will take us through to Zen's profile. And there's two replays, funnily enough, of where I played against Zen. This was brought to my attention by a friend of mine who's making a video about Zen, and they said, hey, look, I found a replay of you playing against them. You're going to have to believe me in the same way I just did there. If I click on this, it takes you to Zen's profile. But this is me against Zen in ranked 2s back in 2019. So it would have been about 13, 12 back then. And yeah, you can see it links through to them there. And then I've also just found another one where, funnily enough, I'm playing with Cool Cole, the RLCS commentator Cole, and a friend of ours, Dmox, that we play a lot of ranked with. And again, Zen is on the other side, and we beat him there. So I want to go through and watch some of these replays. This was a little bit after, so this is about 7 months after. So we'll go back to the original one and watch some of this gameplay. And I want to watch some Zen gameplay from 4 years ago, and let's see how much has changed. So this is Zen right here, and I think this is quite a nice experience for us to watch how much people have improved and changed, because everyone's going to look at Zen and think that he was just this prodigy that could do anything, right? But like, everyone who's a human has to go away and learn some skills and develop those skills. Meanwhile, I'm still about the same level as I was back then. Just going a bit older, it's harder for me to develop those skills. But you can see the gameplay is very different back then. And so where people are like, oh, you know, you can't develop your mechanics if you're a top player who's been at the top with this certain type of mechanics. Like, the best players at some point were unmechanical and they had to develop them. And of course, it's easier for a player like Zen when he was 12 to 16 to develop those mechanics whilst watching the mechanics of the scene. You can see like moments like that, like he didn't have the mechanics back then. Now some people could argue and say, you know, someone was on his account or something like that, but this was genuinely Zen back in 2019. And I'd be interested to see in threes what that was like a little bit later on as well, and even see if there was much improvement. You can see at this stage, Zen is very grounded in their gameplay. They don't like to go for lots of aerial stuff, which is, of course, one of the things Zen's very well known for now, is that aerial mechanics and the ability in the air. There's not much air rolling going on at this stage. I think if this was 2019, this would have been just after, early 2019 as well. It would have been just after the rise of Cloud9, which was Season 6, end of 2018. So they would have just been starting to popularize the directional air roll movement. And this would have been probably around that time where Zen decided to bind it to the trigger. So maybe between this one and the next one, that might be the case. But I couldn't find the controls for Zen on ball chasing, whether that had already happened yet. And I'm trying to see if we can notice any of that in the air. But there's definitely not any directional air roll being used. So I doubt it was bound, because if it was bound, it would just be a nuisance rather than a benefit. So I wonder if we've got any fact checks on when Zen decided to bind directional air roll. Let me know in the comments if you know that story and when it happened. But you can see very early, playing similar to KDOP, I would say. You got to remember at this time, KDOP was two-time world champion. Not too long after this, about 3 months after this, would have become the 3-time. Zen! Oh, look at me and Zen linking up there. Oh no. 2019 Zen did not hit the same as 2023 Zen, that's for sure. Look at the kickoff. This is fascinating. If this does anything for you guys, I hope it proves that you can improve and be better. You're not born with a gift. You develop the gift. You develop the thing which you see in Zen. Like, everyone looks at Zen like he's got this, like, miracle ability to be so good, but he doesn't. Like, this was the early stages, and I wonder how long Zen had been playing for at this stage, and, like, how many hours, and, you know, probably had played on console first, because a lot of people did at this stage. You know, like, a 12-year-old to be playing on Steam, it's pretty crazy. So I wonder if he had, like, hours on console beforehand. That was almost good right there. Oh, that is why they forfeited shortly after this, I think, is fair to say. I think Wazabik should have been scoring that. Ooh, not great right there. But yeah, I think shortly after this, Zen got charged down and then my teammate scored. But if we go over to the other replay, and I won't go on for too long with this one, I just kind of want to see a little bit of gameplay here and see how much Zen improved in that time. So you can see they've actually got the same name here. So Zen was changing their name throughout the years. Let's see if there's any differences, if at all. So at this stage in the RLCS, we would have had quite a lot of Vitality love. Like K-Dot probably would have been Zen's biggest inspiration. Flip resets are starting to get used in RLCS. And as you can see, I'm rocking the Vitality car. But yeah, like the flip reset was starting to get used in the RLCS, but not really at this rank. Go on, Cole. RLCS commentator Cole. But yeah, he would have been about... We could probably work out his exact age, but I think he would have been 13 at this stage. And so we're going to be seeing Zen playing quite defensively, quite grounded, very similar to K-Dop in that sense. Okay. I mean, it just, like, to think that this is the same person as our current best in the world, this is crazy, right? Like, no directional air roll being used. Very little normal air roll being used, even. Like, look at how much better we were than these guys at this stage. Demox was actually pretty good back then. He's sort of stopped playing the game as much, so he's not changed much from then. What a save. Go on, Demox. Yeah, let's go back to Zen. Like, no one cares about how good I was back then. People want to see what Zen was like. I think he's probably solo queuing at this stage, but yeah, you can see, like, can wave dash pretty well. Very boost inefficient. Like, very slow to read the play, sitting very deep. Go on, do something with that. Oh, not quite. Yeah, just no error whatsoever. Like, it's a good pass, but there's just no air roll, right? This is, like, I genuinely wonder, like, Dan, this is me being completely honest. This is Zen based off of ball chasing, but, like, I'm so baffled by how much worse he is. I am wondering, did Zen, like, buy someone's Steam account to get a load of items or something, right? Like, this is genuinely, like, how much worse this is. I'm starting to wonder if we're now, off the back of this, gonna hear a story that Zen changed, got someone's account, bought it, and then played with that account. But you can go through all of... Huh? Maybe they had bad internet as well, like... Like, it's mad, right? How much worse it is. And you can go back through all of the replays. If you find Zen on any ball chasing replay, click on the profile. You can find all 3,000 odd replays of him over the years and see that development. And that's something I might try and do. I might look at replays like 1 year apart, 6 months apart, and see the development of Zen over that time. I think it's really important for us to see this and appreciate that, you know, the most skilled people in the world right now at some point were bad. I know it's like, it's obvious when you say it, But like, there is definitely an element of people imagining that the best players in the world were good forever. Like, just look at someone like Chronic, right? Like when Chronic first picked up the big W with Gen G, like everyone was imagining him. Oh, Cole was a great striker of the ball when he had time. Doesn't get the time anymore, so he can't really do this. But anyway, yeah, like if you look at Chronic, how much he just improved by being on Gen G, it just shows you how much you can improve in a short space of time. So if anyone is interested, I will put this link in the description of the video so you can go and check out some of Zen's replays and like just watch the journey. And I'm sure you'll be intrigued to see that journey as time goes on. But yeah, it's been a fascinating journey. Does it have the ranks? I think it shows the ranks somewhere on here, right? Is that down here? It doesn't show the ranks. On my one it shows the ranks. Maybe in doubles? Okay, no, that's it. That's the... I don't think it shows the ranks. But yeah, I'll put this link in the description. You guys can go check out some of Zen's replays for yourself. But remember, if you're struggling to get to the top rank in any video game, you can get there. It just takes a lot of work, a lot of practice, and probably to be a bit younger so your brain is more malleable. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Stop recording.